invited. We are invited to the home of Joy Mangano for some Saturday night shopping. That's right, she has a brand new show called Joy Live. She'll be sharing her favorite HSN products, trusted brands, unique finds, and great deals. So Joy Live is only on HSN tonight and every Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. This is exciting. How gorgeous is that home? Cannot wait to see it, so do not miss out, okay? Tonight, 8 p.m., right here, only at HSN. We are gonna continue on, so now that your light is all done, think about the other areas around your home that you wanna bring maybe some new color to. This is the Wagner FLEXIO 3500 sprayer, paint sprayer bundle. So you get an easy way, a faster way, a hassle-free way to paint and stain around your home. Maybe it's gonna be that fence that you've been looking at that old fence line and thinking, gosh, I've gotta spruce it up. There's gotta be something I can do. Maybe it's the deck. Maybe it's a wall on the inside of your home. Whatever the case is, you can DIY it on your own, but you're doing it very easily thanks to the power of Wagner. So you're going to get the paint sprayer. You're going to get this carry case. People always ask us when they see our carry cases here, does the case come with it? Yes, in this case it does. You'll get the Ispray nozzle and the detail nozzle, so you can get wide, you can go diagonal, you can really kind of get into the details. You're gonna get the tape and the drape. You're gonna get 10 pack, or I should say 2 5-packs, so that's 10 cup liners that come included. The retail value on this is over $209 for everything that you're getting today from Wagner. But you're not paying anything close to $209 in terms of the value of everything that you're getting. Our sale price is $129.95. The flex pay is $25.99, and the shipping is free. Everything today is free shipping, and everything is on 5 flex pay. I promised you Lou Caputo would be sharing all of the details with us, because Lou, when it comes to painting, it's probably the quickest and easiest way to update something in your home. But for some people, they thought it was the most, you know, there's just a lot of hassle and mess that goes into it, but not with Wagner.
Oh, no, not with, in fact, this is one of the cleanest ways I've ever painted anything. It's crazy how easy this is, how fast it is, and how quickly everything dries, and not to mention how little paint you actually use compared to a brush and a roller. Plus, this particular model here comes with everything, as you just said, with the case, with the 2 different paint cups that come with this, and it has what we call the X-Boost turbine inside of it, which means it's an even more powerful turbine driving that paint out. But let me show you a quick demonstration just to kind of drive home the point of how fast this is, okay? This door right here, we're gonna paint this a whole different color, but what I'm not gonna do is I'm not gonna have to go back and do any of the detail work. The Wagner is going to do it for me, and it's gonna do it quickly. All I've gotta do is turn on that turbine, and then there's a trigger right here. Now watch this. As soon as I start pulling on the trigger, we start getting that paint flow coming out of there, Tamara. Now you wanna be about 6 to 12 inches away from the surface when you're painting, but look at the beautiful, even job this does. I have total control as I'm going back and forth on this. And the nice thing is, as I mentioned a moment ago, this is gonna be way more even than you could ever hope to get with a brush and a roller. The cleanup is much easier. It takes 5 minutes. This breaks down to 5 parts. You just clean it with soap and water. But look at the beautiful job this is doing. And as I mentioned a moment ago, because we're painting with air, we're actually gonna use less product in this, less paint. It could be stain, it could be latex, it could be oil, milk paint, chalk paint, just about anything you want. And one spot I missed, and notice when I pull the trigger, that paint comes out. It's spray on demand. Boom, beautiful. Look at the awesome job that that just did. This is gonna dry faster, Tamara, and we're gonna be able to move on to the next project faster.
Absolutely, because you saw how even it was, and if you've ever painted with even with a roller or even with a brush, even if you're really good at painting, you know a lot of times it's going over and over to even things out. Did you notice how even that door was?
Yeah.
And you heard Lou talk about, doesn't kind of matter what kind of paint it is, maybe for you it's the primer, because a lot of times it's the mess of painting, and it's the time it takes, because if you have to prime, then you have to prime the space first. That's like doing the whole paint job. sometimes you have to prime a couple times, and then you have to go and put on the paint, and then maybe you put on a top coat or something like that. This just makes it faster and easier. And believe me, you don't have to be a professional. You'll get used to the flow of this.
Yeah.
You're going to get everything that you need, Lou, and that makes it even easier too, because you're not cherry picking saying, okay, did I get everything? Did I miss something? You get everything that you need, you just add the paint.
No, and that's it. Actually, I'm glad you said that. You just add the paint. Because when you do traditional methods, you know, I don't care what anybody says about how they can clean their brush and rollers. I end up buying new ones almost every time.
Yes.
Because they're never quite the same. And you got to buy new trays, and you got to buy new, I mean, it's just a nightmare. With this, you know, you'll never have to get anything other than what you're getting right now. Just add paint, and it's that simple to do. But you know what? It's undiluted paint. It's undiluted stain. We're not adding water to anything, so you can use them at full strength, which is why you don't have to prime usually. Now, we're going to do a wicker chair. Again, nightmare scenario right here. This is something that no one ever does in one pass, except unless you have the Wagner. I'm going to turn it on. Now, there's that powerful X-Boost turbine, and I want you to just see, this is actually getting into every little nook and cranny on this. Every little void is being filled with paint. Now, what that's going to do for me, Tamara, is I do not have to stand here and go back with a brush later and do what they call stippling, which is just poking that brush in and out and in and out. Crazy. Look at that. Going all the way down here, Tamara. Now, this is a job that would have taken the better part of a day to do, and we just did it, what, 20 seconds, 30 seconds? I mean, look at that. And it's beautiful, too.
It is beautiful. And you see, whether it's textured, whether it's detailed, whether you saw even on the door, you saw the molding there on the door, everything was nice and even and smooth. And if you do miss a spot, you go back and get it. It's not that big a deal. I love the ease of this, because when it does come to maybe sprucing up around our home, you know, people always say, well, paint, it's that simple. You can change the whole look of a room just with paint. And you're thinking, oh my gosh, how long is that gonna take me? What are all the steps that are involved? This gives you everything. And they even come with a great carry case. So when you're not using it, or when you're finished using it, you pack it all up and you're ready for the next project. You're going to get the paint sprayer, you get the carry case, you get the 2 different nozzles, you'll get, including the Ispray and the detail, you get the tape and drape, you get 2 of the 5 packs of cup liners. You just add paint or stain, whatever it is. We took about, what was that, like over $79 off of the retail price, and you've got free shipping, which makes it even easier as well. I don't want you to miss out. I really don't. Lou, we're coming back, because this is truly a case of if you blink, you miss it, because you're able to paint so fast.
No, you can't. And by the way, you're not just like willy-nilly throwing paint around, okay? This thing is customizable all the way. Like, there's a little switch on top of this where I can twist this and I can adjust the force of the turbine. How powerful is that going, okay? There's another little dial right here that controls how much material I'm throwing out. You know, whether it's paint or it's going to be stain or whatever it is, I can control how much air and how much of the material are being put out there. I can control whether the stream is a wide stream, or if I'm doing something very delicate, I can make it a small stream. And then I can control vertical versus horizontal just by twisting this piece on the front. So, I mean, very customizable. You're gonna find this is incredibly friendly to work with. But let's do a fence right now. Here's the thing about a fence. Raw wood, it just sucks up whatever you put on there, okay? It's looking for moisture right now. So we're gonna use undiluted stain. And I want you to see how fast this goes. Yeah, because if you've ever, like, you know, done the Huck Finn Tom Sawyer on a fence, you know that's why he did that, because it's a nightmare to try and paint a fence, all right? But look at this, no primer on here whatsoever. I'm gonna do 1 coat of this stain on here, and I'm telling you, it does such a good job, Tamara. I would just move on to the next section of paint and not even bother, you know, coming back to do this again, because look at this. And it's fast. I mean, you're gonna paint 5 times faster than you could with a brush and a roller when you've got your Wagner. Boom.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, did you blink? Because if you did, you missed it.
You missed it.
Look at that.
It's like a new fence.
I know.
I mean, it really looks new.
It really is.
And it was that simple. It is easier to paint that fence than it would be for us to paint our nails. I mean, think about all of how intricate and technical. You gotta go slow, you gotta pay attention. Where you saw Lou, now he's been using it, so he's got a rhythm, but you're gonna get that as well. The learning curve is not gonna take you years to figure out how to use it. You're gonna get going, you're gonna figure out with the kind of paint you have, with the viscosity of the paint or the stain that you're using, the pressure that you want, and then you go for it. And you're gonna say, this job took me no time.
Yeah.
Whether you're painting a room or a fence or the wicker chairs, a piece of furniture, maybe you like to go out antiquing or going to garage sales and you pick up a really great dresser, but you do not like the color. Guess what? Paint it.
Yeah.
It's that simple. And Lou, when it is that simple, we're more likely to get those projects done around our home.
Yeah, no, you will. You'll find yourself upcycling things, as you said. You're gonna find yourself refurbishing old stuff that you've got. I mean, there's so many things you can do with this. For me, this was the summer of painting decks for Lou. I painted a deck in New York for my mom. I painted 2 decks for myself down here, all in the sun. I don't know why I did that, but it went fast. And I'm gonna show you something real quick. Now, this is the detail nozzle that you're gonna get with this, or the detail paint cup with the detail nozzle, okay? This is for a little finer jobs, okay? Crafters absolutely love this, but I'm gonna show you. I'm just gonna do the fence post here, just so you can see how this goes on there. And it's putting a really nice even coat of paint on there, but it's controlling it, Tamara. It's in a very small defined area. Look at that. So we've changed the color of this whole thing here, a little lighter shade of gray. Now, I'm gonna switch out the paint cup on the bottom and the nozzle. So I'm gonna take the detail nozzle off. There's a little button right here, a little switch. You just press that, you pull this off. You never have to wash this part where the turbine is. You only ever wash the paint cups and the nozzles. And it takes 5 minutes and they break down to 5 pieces. Oh, just gotta get this piece on there. There we go, okay. Now watch this. I'm gonna turn this on, we're gonna do the deck. And you know, this was my nightmare this summer, but the Wagner actually made this a very easy, very pleasant experience to do. And it dried so fast. I did one side, I had to move furniture. By the time I was done painting one side of the deck, I could move the furniture onto it because it was already dry, and then finish the second side.
Yes.
You can't do that with a brush and roller. You just can't.
You just can't.
No.
I mean, you saw how fast, you saw how easy that was for you to do. If you wanted, Lou was talking about the nozzle there. I'm just showing you here how simple it is for you to turn it and adjust it to the way that you want it to be. And you'll notice that these are not, it's not intimidating. This is not something that I want you to be afraid of. This is if you are saying, I want it because I want to paint, maybe you want to paint the kids' room. The kids are gone off to college and you don't need it to be, you know, bubblegum pink in there anymore. You're going to make it your office or what have you. You called somebody and they gave you a quote to paint one room and you fell off the chair because you thought, for one room, you want to charge me how much?
Yeah.
Or you get it yourself and you can paint as much as you want. If you want to paint each wall a different color, you can do that. It's completely up to you and it's all in the palm of your hands. We're going to go back to Lou because, Lou, this was a project that I did, I was saying a couple years ago, with a brush,
yeah,
and a roller, I mean, and a you know, the tray.
Right.
And I was just thinking, gosh, it's just a pot. Why is it taking me so long?
Well, and you know, the thing is, because there's a lot of prep involved with that. This is real simple. You just fill this with paint. There's nothing to this. I mean, it's that easy. What I just did now is for the crafters out there. So you can upcycle things if you want to. You can use milk paint in these, chalk paint in these. My wife Kelly's a big crafter. Her eyes lit up when she saw the detail nozzle came with this too. Because you saw what a beautiful, delicate job this did. Look at my hands. There's no paint on my hands, and I even had it back here spinning this. No paint on anything with this. Do we have time for one more demo? Because I got another good one.
Yes, let's,
yes?
do we, yes. We've got just a couple seconds.
Okay,
yes.
Oh, I don't need a lot of time. Watch this.
Okay.
I'm gonna paint this louver. If you've ever painted louvers, you know louvers are a nightmare, but not with the Wagner. I want you to see how fast. Now, again, another job where I'd be here with a brush stippling. This would take me forever. It'd be a nightmare, especially if you had like a whole set of these in your house. Look at how fast we did that.
Lou, that was like 10 seconds.
I'm done.
We only had like 13 seconds left. You did it in 10.
That's what I do.
All right, Lou, thank you so much, as always.
You're welcome.
For making things around the house that much easier.
You're welcome.
You can keep shopping for your Wagner. 783-480 is the item number to get it home. Please don't miss out, okay? Free shipping, 5 flex. I know we had to take a quick break, but on the other